hello everybody who is watching this video. Great to have you here with us. Thanks for coming to our Christianity Explored Malaysia YouTube channel. And as you have clicked on this video, you'll know that today got the great blessing and privilege of being able to interview Andy Ung, who's going to say hello in a minute, and we'll explain more about how Andy is involved in Christianity Explored Malaysia here and the terrific work he's going to be doing. Let me just quickly say hello to those who haven't met me before. My name is Tim. I was recently appointed the National Director for Christianity Explored Malaysia, which basically means I kind of help with resource kind of distribution, training, support, and just fostering the aim that we have at Christianity Explored of seeking to equip, come alongside, support, and help the local Malaysian church as we all seek to fulfill our mission to make Christ known to our neighbors. So I'm going to hand over to Andy. Hi, Andy. Good to have you here. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and how you're involved with Christianity Explored?
Yeah, just a quick one. I grew up in Malaysia, in Johor. I think since 2015, I've been in St. Mary's Anglican Church. And then 2017, started a church plant, a Mandarin church plant in our church. And then that's where I start having a relationship with Christianity Explored. So we were looking, the English side were doing the evangelism using Christianity Explore, Live Explore. And then as a strategy for the whole church, as a new church plant, so we need something for evangelism course. And that is when we were asked, would you like to do this course? But you know, there were no Mandarin video for it. There's an opportunity to dub it into Chinese, to translate it. And I think that's where it all started, the history.
Okay, brilliant. Maybe you could tell us a little bit more about how you, because I know you've had a pretty pivotal role in developing kind of those resources that you kind of just mentioned in terms of moving from English into Mandarin. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you and your team have done?
Yeah, I think maybe just start a bit with the history.
Sure.
So I think the English side was doing it for, I think, at least a year. And we thought that it was really a good resources. I think back then in Malaysia, those years, CE wasn't as popular. And then we found that it was a great resource, great resources. And then there were people signing up, and so they said, let's do it for the Mandarin side. And I was thinking the first thing, I'm sure they were doing it in UK for 20 years. It is worldwide. I'm sure there's a Chinese edition to it. And to my surprise, there wasn't any at all in the whole kind of world. Why? We asked CE officially, is there a Chinese edition for this? They say, oh yeah, there were third edition one, but not for this new latest kind of more concise one. So I was like, wow, it is such a good thing. And coming from my background, the reason why we started a Chinese church plant is because we know that the kind of evangelicalism, those kind of Bible-centered kind of ministry in Malaysia, especially in Chinese churches, is lacking. And they kind of just tell me, yeah, even in the worldwide scene, such a good material, such a kind of word-centered, Bible-centered, tell the gospel very clearly, is lacking. And we come across it. And we have this, the English side has this great relationship with CE UK. And so we got the approval, and then we start working on it. I think that was really the why I think we decided to do it, because it's so good. What I did was, before we do anything at all, I took the material, I used of the subtitle of the Chinese script, and then I think we had, we did our own translation. So we did our own translation week by week. So I ran the course for 8 weeks. I was doing the talk by myself on the spot, using the script, the video script, the subtitle script. I kind of turned into a sermon, and then I deliver it, and then we translate the questions every single week. I think this gives us lead time, over about 3 months. We ran the course, and it was well received by non-Christians, by new Christians who are growing. And that gave us confidence that this is something that works for our context. and we are familiar with it. We think it's really good. And now we got the base. We can then make it into official translation. And the most important with the talk that I gave, that was a very good base for us to go into dubbing. And that was hard work. I think. I mean, thanks to the English side, who have done it, who give encouragement. To Sui, who has been, and a few people like Jia Ling, and Matthew, who is a voice. Matthew is the voice behind it.
I see. Okay.
I think, I remember the four of us, me, Sui, Jia Ling, and Matthew. I think at least about 100 hours we spent in the studio.
Wow, brilliant.
And it was one interesting story. There was a time we have to meet the deadline. But then we got a notice from TMB that they have to shut down the electricity for the area.
Oh no.
And then we were having dinner. We just finished about 6 o'clock. And then we have to go back again 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. We do it until 11. I think it was worth it. I was telling Matthew that you're gonna be famous. Your voice is gonna be used worldwide. I was just kind of half joking. But I guess my intuition was right. You know, his voice is being heard in Canada, in China, in South Africa.
That's right. That's right. Terrific. Well, mate, that is great. And we are thankful for all of the really hard labors both you and those other team members did to just basically create this terrific resource. And you were saying, I mean, it was tough putting it together, but you say it was more than worth it. Maybe you can tell us a little bit. I mean, of course, the obvious advantage, it is in Mandarin rather than English, and therefore in terms of communication. But what are some of the other advantages that you found using this resource for the people that you are seeking to reach, as opposed to just having the English version to depend on? What have been some of the advantages as you have used these resources in your Mandarin context?
Maybe you guys don't realize it. I think with the English, there's so many alternatives. You know, from the US. That you can think of many from many denominations, many movements. Top of my head, there's EXX or Explosion Evangelism. And they all have been translated to Mandarin. Not really. I think only some. And I was just thinking, with our circle, our kind of evangelical circle, having such a sound and clear presentation of the gospel, and the fact that it is so well packaged that any church can just take it. You don't have to get a speaker. You just run the video. All the questions were set. All the answers to the question and direction was given. That was just fantastic. I think I knew that this is something that the Chinese churches around the world is doing. And the more I go into it, the more I know it's true. It's what we need for good evangelism courses. And we hope there will be more alternative in the future. But for now, I think it is a great resources to be made available.
That's great.
And I was having a training. I was having a training through Zoom with some of our friends in China. It was the first time. I mean, some people have been using it. I know you have people who have connection. Workers who have connection. They run it individual churches, but it was the first time they actually try to kind of encourage more people. It was amazing. I'll tell you, I kind of agreed to do it, thinking that it's about maybe 60, 70 people. In the end, it was about 270 accounts.
That's amazing. How exciting.
Behind many of the Zoom accounts, a group of people, 20 just watching the Zoom.
There is, I mean, there is such hunger there, isn't there? And it's terrific that you can get this resource out to them through this new medium. Really, that's and
even with just a voice which is Chinese, they love it. They love it. It's well packaged, and they just take it and run it.
Okay, brilliant. Now, what I want to do, I'm just like slightly different, because I realize there could be a number of people watching this who know they've heard of the name Christianity Explored, but they don't really understand how the resources work or what's actually involved. So if you could maybe explain a little bit about what does it actually mean, what are the resources available, and what does Christianity Explored Mandarin on the ground look like? But what I'd like you to do, considering we are talking about a Mandarin resources, I'd like to communicate it in Mandarin. Is that okay? And then you just tell me when you're done, and then I'll come back, because I won't know what you're saying, but I know that what you will be saying to our brothers and sisters out there will be useful. Is that okay, Andy?
Yeah, sure.
Fantastic. Go ahead.
当然我们的中文叫探索基督教我们英文它有不同的课程有探索生命、探索门徒，但是我们只有探索基督教。探索基督教像我刚才在英文说的， 是一个很忠于圣经、很清楚的传达福音是用马可福音作为基础一个7到9个星期的课程从马可福音呢成为一个布道课程让他们明白耶稣的身份耶稣的使命跟耶稣的呼召像我刚才说的，重复一次，就是这是一个很完整的一个课程里面有10个视频然后所有的问题都已经设计在主研手册里面，然后所有的问题的答案跟它的方向跟它的旨意呢都放在组长手册里面所以这个是一个很适合给教会拿来就做他们的布道课程一个很好的资源所以这个就是希望大家可以更多的去了解，通过我们CE Malaysia去详情这个是一个很好的资源相信可能大家都知道启发这个课程，我觉得这个是另一个很不错的另外一个选择让大家看用不同的方式去传福音。Yeah, that's it.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Andy. Well, thank you. I trust what you've just said is helpful, and I think the rest of the interview has gone really well. But thank you for just being here with us, helping us to understand a bit more about Christianity Explored Malaysia, what we're trying to do through the CE course, and specifically in the context of Mandarin. It's really encouraging to see how this resource is being adopted, particularly in the Malaysian Chinese church, but as you've mentioned, also outside of Malaysia, and that is wonderful as well. Are there any last comments you want to make before we close up?
Yeah, sure. I thought you were going to ask, why should Malaysian churches consider?
I really should. That's a terrific question. So go ahead. Why should Malaysian churches be picking up this resource?
Yeah. I think it's really a good resource for you to consider. Whether or not you have a formal evangelism course, do consider it. And come to find out more about it. Ask for a simple video yourself and look at the questions and see it as a whole package. I think is really a good resource for Malaysian churches. More so that we get it translated in Chinese by our own people. The language, the words used, be very useful for us. And even if you already have a formal evangelism course, do consider it as another alternative, another tool. I know for sure that if you run it, it will benefit those who try to evangelize. It will benefit those who kind of consider themselves Christians, but want to be more rooted and to be more solid in their foundation. So I just want to encourage you to see this as a great tool for us to consider.
Perfect. Thank you, Andy. And for those who are interested in finding out a bit more, there are various ways that you can actually reach out and contact us. If you are watching this video through the YouTube site, you'll see on our channel there's a link to our Facebook page with all of the contact information for Christianity Explored Malaysia there. Or alternatively, we'll put our website hyperlink at the end of this video, but you can go to ceministries.org/Malaysia. And again, that's a very easy way to get in contact with us. But thank you for spending time with us today to learn more about Christianity Explored Malaysia in the context of Mandarin ministry. And thank you, Andy, for being with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.